in the palette some nodes, and the node that I'm using is this one here, node red contrib Amazon Echo. Now what this does is it mimics an automation device, a hub, Amazon Echo hub inside the Home Assistant, and then the Amazon Echo basically contacts the Home Assistant and triggers and fires the devices. So let's have a look at this. So what you've got here is you basically drag these inputs over, and I've called this one's default name is Amazon Echo Hub. And this is a link that I've added to the output so that I can basically link it to multiple devices. And these links are input links, and those just get linked together. Now what I've also done is taken these devices and I've called one garage door and the other outside lights, just as an example. Now the garage door is then connected to an MQTT output, which publishes on MQTT. So what in effect happens is that you tell the Echo to switch on the garage door or on the lights, and it publishes an on command to this zone number on the SelfMon virtual reel. And again, with the outside lights, it does it with this zone number. And you can make up any combination of these zones and also read the outputs as well. But this is just an example to show you how it works. In this window, I've got the MQTT Explorer, just keeping an eye on the broker and what's going on in there. You can see here that I'm viewing the keypad. I've also got a little window down here with the browser-based keypad, just showing the zone 1022, and this mimics the same information here. And this is the list of the zone inputs that we're watching, and we're going to fire 1021 and 1022 using the Amazon Echo device. These other outputs and inputs are basically just debug watch blocks, and they publish the information that's been passed up in this debug window just to keep an eye on what's going on in the node red side. So if we then tell Alexa to switch on the outside lights.
Okay.
We can see that zone 1022 has fired on, and we can see that the input has now changed to open, and we're displaying the open input zone basically here, and we see that it's switched to open state. Now what you would then do is configure your control panel to do something with that zone input, and that could be anything really, but it may be in this sort of scenario linked to an output in the panel with a reel and a relay where you'll switch the lights on. One downside to this this node that's been published just now is that it's only kind of got the on and off states, switch on, switch off, which isn't really, very good as far as home automation goes. You want it to be more comfortable and basically tell it to open and close the garage door, for example. And I think that'll come. The Node-RED devices are published on GitHub, so you could basically lift those off and rewrite to make them a bit more flexible. So we'll switch off the outside lights again. Alexa, switch off outside lights.
Okay.
And you can see it's pretty instant here. In the SelfMon virtual reel, it publishes an update on the zone output here, which is a little bit slower than the actual status of the zone itself. The zone itself, there's very little delay, but this is a little bit slower, and that's because there are so many zones in the being published, and there's no real need for this information. It's just kind of like a feedback loop. So you don't want the module being very busy with this feedback loop when it's the real important thing is actually updating the panel status. And again, with this other device here that we've given the name garage door, the echo dot will pick those words up and publish again with the appropriate zone. So if we say Alexa, switch on garage door,
Okay.
we'll see the garage door being published. Again, this part here is a little bit slower, but the zone is actually picked up and it changes state immediately. And we can show that actually. If we go down to zone 1021, we see that it's open. And if we tell Alexa to switch off Alexa, switch off garage door. Alexa, switch off garage door. I don't know if it's my Scottish accent that she's ignoring there. And we see it instantly closed, and then the zone state closed as well. I think this is the first time I've played with Node-RED, and it looks like it could be pretty powerful. There are offerings from the likes of Texacom for their control panel with various recipes, but I don't think that's ever going to be as powerful as something where you've got an interface like this and scripting capability behind it to actually pick up information, and it's pretty much unlimited as to what you can do as far as your home automation goes. Something that's inside the control panel is a bit more restricted, and you're really relying on that company publishing firmware that's going to allow you to do certain things with certain recipes. It's always going to be limited, and I think that if they did publish on MQTT, just the way that the SelfMon VirtualModule is doing, then it would open things up and be much more flexible. Well, that's probably enough for now, but I thought I would just give you a bit of a taste of how the automation can be expanded with the VirtualRio module. Thanks.